Okay, we'll bring the council's, city council special meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Barksdale.
Present.
Councilmember Hammond.
Present.
Councilmember Jennings.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Here.
Mayor Garrett.
Here, I invite everyone that's in the audience to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know, I'm gonna say amen. I don't know why. Can we have the approval of the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Here.
Councilmember Hammond.
Yes.
Councilmember Barksdale.
Yes.
Councilmember Jennings.
Yes.
Mayor Garrett.
Yes, thank you. Next we have the presentation, the MEDC Redevelopment, Ready Community. That's what you said.
Go for it, Austin.
You want me to add the mouse, or you got it?
You can take the mouse.
Sure.
So this is a presentation regarding Redevelopment Ready certification from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. This was a certification that we did have as a city during COVID. Around that time, there were some changes to the program, and with all of the pressures that were brought on at that time, we let our certification lapse. So this is something we are actively engaging with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation and to get our certification back in good standing. And Tom, our CED intern, is here to provide an overview of the program and what we need to do to get back our certification.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So, like Austin said, this is an MEDC-sponsored program. There is nothing that anyone here needs to vote on today, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you.
If I can get this thing to move.
It's just a little delayed time.
Is
It
it?
did come.
There we go. Perfect. Oh, get back for me. The wonders of technology. So what is Redevelopment Ready Community? It is a Michigan Economic Development Corporation program that assists communities in its development processes. Its main goals, attracting investors, businesses, and residents to a community. And we're hoping to grow a community's economic standing through strategic approaches. The program offers technical assistances and guidances through the MEDC. It also offers training for us and also for you and our various board members. There we go. So per the MEDC webpage, why do we want to become a redevelopment ready community? And I quote, to be vibrant and competitive, Michigan communities must be ready for development. This involves planning for new investment and reinvestment, identifying assets and opportunities, and focusing limited resources in the process. Certified redevelopment ready communities attract and retain businesses, offer superior customer service, and have streamlined development approval processes, making pertinent information available around the clock for anyone to view. But there's more reasons than that we want to become RRC certified. Mostly, it's grants. The MEDC offers grants to communities and to businesses, and even some programs that a city can run. They also offer training for us and for residents as well. They offer promotions of businesses and for promotions of vacancies that we have of open businesses. They offer a lot more, but those are the key points that we want to touch on because those are the key points that can benefit us. Now, why am I presenting this? Well, best practices 1.4 and 5.3 and a laundry list of practices we have to abide by. 1.4 is public participation. These plans help communities establish clear expectations for public engagement and ensuring all groups are represented in decision-making processes. And there's also 5.3, the marketing plan, which is a it's an essential tool for promoting a community's assets and unique attributes. A marketing plan establishes goals and strategies for how a community should partner locally and build consistent brand, tell their unique story, and attract new residents, visitors, businesses, and development. So like Austin said, a little bit about our RRC history. We were a redevelopment-ready community. The pandemic came around, and like all things during the pandemic, things kind of got away from us. In 2021, the MEDC provided Lathrup's DDA with a checklist of goals to reclaim our certification. And in November of 2024, they updated us with a new list of what we need to abide by. I can report that about half of what we need to do is complete already. We are in the process of completing a couple of them, and I will get into more detail in just a moment. There we go. So what has to be done? To name a few. Finalizing a capital improvement plan. We have to have a housing diversity plan for zoning ordinance, a green infrastructure plan for zoning ordinance, multiple review processes for internal and external use. There's multiple community level outreach and education events, and this is the big one for you guys, the training sessions for DDA board, planning commission, and city council. We will need you guys to sign up for a joint session with the DDA and planning commission. Details of that are pending at the moment, but we will have to have a couple of sessions through the year in order to regain our certification.
Isn't the capital improvement plan finalized?
Capital improvement plan is finalized. We're waiting on the RRC to certify it and to give us the okay. I have turned it into them. I'm just waiting on feedback.
Yeah.
Equally so, green infrastructure, I'm going to touch up on that. We do have a plan for green infrastructure. One of the things we're going for is a solar panel ordinance. Now, the solar panels have never not been allowed in the city, but this one actually will give us rules and regulations to utilize, and also mandate how to store batteries in a way that's not going to harm the environment, and also the deconstruction and construction of solar panels and other green energy systems so that it is ecologically viable. So what are we doing to manage and achieve these goals? Work is already in progress. Like I said, we've got about half of them done, and we are working on a vast majority of them. There are plans in place for community outreach. One of the things we want to do is, with these ordinances we have to change, one of the things we want to do is make short form videos for our YouTube channel where we're going to explain what the ordinances are, what the intentions are, so that they're open for the public to view at any time. Additionally, we're planning on having a webpage on the City of Lathrop website so that you can track our progress in real time. And you can view any of the meeting minutes and their days at any presentation. And downstairs with the DDA board, the actual physical board for notes, I plan to have a board for RRC certification, what we're working on in the moment, and what we're going to have complete in the short coming future. Online right now, I do believe that I have posted a list of what is done at the current moment, but we're working on a dignified webpage to actually make it look good. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, work is already in progress. We are hard at work, and we hope to have this done by the end of the year. If anyone has any questions at any time, or you have anything you want to say about this, please reach out to Austin or I. We will be more than happy to talk to anybody at any time about any of this. And if you guys have any questions at this, I will also take them at this time.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate this. Anyone have any questions?
I have a couple. Public participation plans.
Yes.
So what do you guys imagine that would look like? Is it going to be town halls, or is it just going to be email communications?
Well,
What do you guys think?
there are, we do want to keep the line of communications open. I've made mention about how I want to do certain town halls on certain topics, just like how I did back during the MPA last year. But we do have a couple of plans. The biggest one is the ordinance proposals with short form YouTube videos. I do have a public participation engagement report that I'm completing, and we're in the process of finalizing that. You should have that engagement report by next month. But there are some plans in place that we're just trying to figure out what we want to do with them, what's going to be proper and within the law.
And this public participation plan, is it just for RRC stuff?
No,
Or
there'll be,
will
I
it be
mean,
more generic to the entire operations of the city?
more generic towards the entire operation. We can't just make it be for redevelopment ready community, because they don't just have one for the RRC. It would be for everything in the community as a whole.
Okay, so Mike, this kind of leads into the work that we've already been doing around developing.
Yeah, so these will piggyback off each other and potentially could just mold into one big plan.
Great, okay, super. The next question I had was, so we were RRC certified previously, then we lost the certification, so I'm curious, like, what benefits we saw the last time we were RRC certified, and what were we missing when we weren't?
So that opens you up to technical guidance from the state. That opens you up to technical guidance from the state. There are representatives in each district of the state by the MEDC, and they can provide guidance on improving and streamlining the site plan review process, creating policies where potential business owners or entrepreneurs understand what is expected of them when going through the site plan review process or going through to open a business. And it also shows what they can expect from us. So it's kind of being very transparent, being open, and showing them what steps they need to achieve to actually get to opening their business. And cities like Dearborn, Farmington, East Point, and Ferndale in the area, those are certified communities. So we want to get back to that level. And as Tom said, it opens you up to different funding opportunities. Some of that could be for a market analysis. It could help towards our master plan being updated, our parks plan. So there's a lot of opportunities with this program, and it doesn't cost anything from us to achieve it.
Right, great.
Yeah, I know we had some trainings too, and we also had potential businesses that were directed towards us, towards our open spaces. And I don't remember whether any of them ever came to fruition, but I know we had some opportunities brought to us through the RRC.
But there was a facade program, and some of that
Facade,
funding did come from MEDC.
Got it, great, okay, that's terrific. That's it, those are the questions I had. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Does the marketing plan have to be fleshed out? Because I know in the plan that you guys were working on, it talked about marketing. So, do you know the background of the marketing plan? Like, how in depth does that need to be?
We haven't started on that one yet. I wanted to get started on that after we've gotten some of the ordinances out of the way, because those are going to be the heavy hitters. But once we do begin the process of the marketing plan, we will keep you abreast of our thought process and what's being considered.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Tom, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
And Austin, thank you. Next, we have public comments for items that's on the agenda.
Before we go to public comment, is the live feed working? Do we know?
When I looked, it was working.
Because I just saw a text message fly by saying what happened to the live feed, so.
Oh, goodness.
Bruce, it
You
does
saw
look
what
like it's
I
working.
did, right?
Okay, Mike says it's working, so,
Okay.
never mind.
Back to having public comment. Each speaker has 3 minutes. It is an opportunity to voice your opinion or have questions that will be answered later in the meeting when it comes to mayor and council comments. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Anyone that would like to speak? Please give your name.
Alicia Lundell, can I ask a question about his presentation that he just made? Okay, so for the training for the DDA board and the council, is there a cost to the city for that training?
No.
It's all paid for through the MEDC?
Yes.
Okay, and then when will we be allowed to voice like suggestions in terms of especially the green infrastructure?
Anytime.
Okay, so if you're gonna do solar panels or something like that, my suggestion is just to make the solar panels high enough off the ground that we could have maybe a pollinator-friendly garden or
Yes.
something underneath?
I'm waiting on feedback from the University of Michigan. They're assisting us in devising the ordinance through the Grant Institute. And that is one of the things that they've noted, that to have it high enough off the ground or off of a rooftop where you're going to have it, so that you can have plantations or some variety of
Yeah,
garden.
not just a solar field with
Correct.
nothing else?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's all.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to be heard? Anyone else? All right, well, let's move into the action request. First up for consideration for approval is the request to approve IT services agreement with Oakland County.
Thank you, Mayor. So enclosed in your guys' packet is a pretty standard update with Oakland County. So every couple of years, they request the city to enter into this agreement, essentially a data sharing contract with them, so we can connect our BSNA to their BSNA, our police department Clemens, the Oakland County Clemens. So this just lays out the entire contract with all the IT services that we would connect with one another.
Thank you. Who would like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement for IT services between Oakland County and the city of Lathrup Village.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion, questions?
I just have a couple. Oh, go ahead.
I don't have any questions. I think, this is something we go do every couple of years,
Yep.
and it's pretty standard.
Yeah, so I was just gonna ask, are there any major differences from when we did this several years ago?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, and then the one thing on page 30, for example, so there were examples of this throughout the document. It was showing there's no fees, but it shows that, for like over-the-counter payments, for example, it shows that the county takes 39%. But then it looked like they take the 50% of the remaining. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, that's the way it's laid out here. That's if people go to the county and directly pay.
Oh, got it,
yeah.
okay, right. Okay, I'm good, thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Hammond,
Yes.
Councilmember Barksdale,
Yes.
Councilmember Jennings,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
That request is approved. Next, we'll have a request to approve MDOT performance resolution for municipalities.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is something MDOT requires cities to do every 4 to 5 years. And since we do have MDOT right-of-ways going through our city, they're requesting we do this. So this essentially is just a hold harmless agreement with MDOT. So if we do conduct work within their right-of-way, MDOT is not held responsible for anything we or our contractors do.
Thank you. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the MDOT performance resolution for municipalities.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? I do. So help me understand, we were saying no we won't hold liable, MDOT if there's any damage in their right of way or our property.
If we are doing work within their right-of-way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so it's if we're doing the work in their right-of-way and something happens, we cannot hold MDOT liable for that issue.
And that's only if we are the ones that
Yes.
instituted the,
Yeah,
the work.
if we're
Okay.
doing the construction or the work.
All right, thank you.
So if they're doing the construction.
Yeah, that's all,
it's
that's
all
all.
on them.
Yep.
Great.
Okay, any more questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Jennings,
Yes.
Councilmember Barksdale,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Councilmember Hammond,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett.
Yes. Motion passes. Next is the request to approve City Hall copier lease.
Thank you, Mayor. So I want to say first, thanks to Lisa doing a lot of the legwork on this. But the current copier in the city admin side, it's at the end of its useful life. It breaks every 2 weeks and we have to call service calls and then we're out of service. And unfortunately, local government, very paper-heavy industry. So over the past couple months, Lisa has been doing a lot of background work and we solicited 3 quotes from companies. Our current provider, which is Premier Business Solutions, Toshiba, and who we are recommending, where is it? Reich. So we're looking to enter into a 60-month lease with Reich for our copier service. Rico, sorry, I keep saying Rico. But they will come in, provide a brand new copier for us, provide all the service monthly, and based off their costs that they quoted us, we are actually expected to save about $100 a month by entering this agreement. So currently we pay about $350 a month to our current provider, and this is just for services and printing. The new agreement would be $146 a month for flat fee, and then we actually pay per print. So if we have months where we don't print a lot, it's going to be less than the $250 we estimate.
Thank you. Who wants to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve entering into a 60-month lease agreement with the City Hall Administrative, for the City Hall Administrative Copier with Rico.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Is there any discussion?
Go ahead.
Jay, there you go.
Was there anything that, I mean, besides the $100 per month cost savings that set Rico apart from like Toshiba?
Lisa, you want to take this?
In asking all three companies what they could do for us, we have a very small space where we work.
Pick your microphone up. Thank
And
you.
I wanted to have a workspace. And talking to Martha and the other administrative staff, we wanted a workspace, but also the main fact that the others want us to enter into a contract where we're doing an average of 3,000 black and white and 2,400 color. And Rico stressed, we're only gonna charge you for what you print and the base fee. And the fact that they do have a good track record, as the other companies did, for service and preventive maintenance as well.
Okay, thank you.
That might be a better question for Lisa. Are they, I don't know, I know my copier home's pretty simple. I've seen the copier we have, that's pretty, I think it's pretty big. Do they offer any trainings or is there like a customer service line that we can call if there's questions?
They are going, as well as the installation, all three companies said that they would train us
Okay,
on how to use it. So there's gonna be a one-day training, and yes, they do have customer support.
okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Garrett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor,
Yes.
Councilmember Hammond,
Yes.
Councilmember Jennings,
Yes.
Councilmember Barksdale.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is a request to approve city administrator evaluation and compensation. And I know this is to do what we're supposed to do annually. However, my understanding is, one, the link that I sent out didn't work for everyone. But then I corrected it and I only received one evaluation back. And so it's my suggestion to table this, but understand whatever we decide for it to be backdated to when we're supposed to do the evaluation. That's just my thought on this.
Perfectly fine with me. Yeah.
Pardon me?
Perfectly fine with me.
Because we did not have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that.
I'll make a motion to table the discussion of the administrator's employment agreement with the City of Lathrup Village.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? I'll say yes, because I would like to do this at our next council meeting. If not our next council meeting, which would be
The 24th.
24th.
When would the review approval be backdated to? Would it be the May 20th date when we actually approve the goals and the incentives? Or in the city administrator's hire date, or?
Backdated to January 1, because
Or
we're
just
supposed to do it
the
annually. Right.
calendar year?
Calendar year. Because that's when we were supposed to have it done by that time.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters, just because the bonuses are a lump sum. They're not a salary increase, so wouldn't really make that much of a difference.
And then I did put the dates in there, which it was to have the blank evaluation forms submitted to the city council by the city administrator. Then the city administrator submits a self-evaluation to the city council for their review by February 10th. The evaluations completed by council members are submitted to me and summarized by February 17th. I guess I didn't read my own stuff, because it says here that we should be doing it on February 24th. So I guess when I was doing it, my brain was working correctly at that time. So everyone has those dates.
Will the discussion of the performance review be done in a closed session or open session?
That's up to Mike.
You got a preference?
You don't have to decide
Yeah,
now, just
yeah.
if it's enough to know that it's up to the
You just
city
have to decide
administrator
before we do the
Yep.
planning of the agenda.
Okay.
Think long. Okay, next we have public comment. This
We have
is,
to vote on this tabling.
oh, I'm so sorry. Roll call, please. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Jennings,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cantor.
Yes.
Councilmember Barksdale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hammond,
Yes.
Mayor Garrett.
Yes. Motion carries. Next, we have public comment. This is for whatever you would like to talk about. You have 3 minutes to talk, and this is where you can ask questions towards the council, but understand the questions will be answered during mayor and council comments. Does anyone want to be heard? Does anyone want to be heard during public comment? Anyone want to be heard during public comment? Public comment is now closed. So now we have mayor and council comments. One thing that I was thinking of, and I talked to Southfield, is they have a ordinance about not allowing any more payday loan businesses in their city, and I was wondering how the council felt about adopting something like that too. I feel as though, in the current economic environment, it's probably going to be used a lot more than necessary, and so just to help consumers and to help residents not getting caught into that tricky debt credit issue.
I think it's worth investigating. I would support looking into it. I see two sides of the story. One is, it's two sides to the issue. One is
Right.
those businesses can be, in some cases, predatory. On the other hand, they provide a service to residents that are, in delayed getting paid, or getting money that they're entitled to. So there are benefits to their customers, but there are also potential risks.
Right.
Absolutely, it's worth investigating.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, I'd have to investigate it myself, but I'm open to,
I know we have one already, but I
Yeah.
just think that, two would be.
it's still in business, isn't it? Yeah.
That's all
I
I
feel
have.
like we have two.
I feel like we have two
We have
also, I
two.
just can't picture it for some reason. I can picture the one, but I cannot picture the two.
Yeah, there's two. There's two. There's one right at 12 Mile, and then there's one like right next to Domino's, something like that.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Yeah, I was wondering if the
Oh, and
one
the
down
str-
by
the-
Kebab was still open.
Oh, that one, yeah,
Yes.
that's where I thought the second one was. The one I knew about was next to Domino's.
I know Southfield has done like sunsets on like dollar stores and things like that. So as long as it's considered legal for us to explore that option.
City attorney, is that legal to kind of?
Yeah, we can definitely look into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Provide some guidance.
All right, that's all I have. Anyone else?
I'm happy that a lot of the snow melted today.
Anyone else?
Quick question, just for legal, one more time. So if we already have that business there, we can sunset it. But if there's like maybe a new kind of business that maybe we're not so sure about having, you can't sunset that one though, right?
Well, it just depends on
Like-
if you want to prohibit,
Yeah.
that would be prohibiting, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it would depend on what the business is and look into the legality of that, but yeah, it would be just a prohibition. There would be
Okay.
nothing to, sunset out, nothing existing, like a
But you would need to-
non-conforming, like building or something of that nature.
But we would need to do it before they came like with the two,
Correct.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, generally, it's done with something like adult businesses and,
Right.
things of that nature are the usual ones. So I'm not sure what other kind of businesses, that definitely, of course, marijuana, that's a whole different set of rules for that, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick comment about redevelopment-ready communities. Well, from my perspective, I know I was asking some questions earlier, is I want it to be very publicly known that the city actually did experience a lot of benefit from being a redevelopment-ready community in the first place. I myself participated in at least 2 training sessions that MEDC allowed me as a resident to participate in, just because our community was certified redevelopment ready. Bruce mentioned that there were, other grants that businesses had been entitled to and had been made aware of, and, there's a lot, and it also forces us to do work around things that residents have been asking about for a long time. The first thing that comes to mind is the communications plan, but I'm sure that there are other things as well. And the MEDC provides personnel to actually support our efforts to do those things, so that we're not just doing it on our own and inside of a box with no awareness of how other communities are benefiting. We get best practices support. So I think that's great. Also, I know there's a lot of effort that went into getting redevelopment ready certified the first time around. So we have that foundation to build off of and not having to start from square one, and it would be a shame to allow it to, all that effort to go to waste. That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else? City manager or city attorney, do you have anything?
I do not have anything.
Nothing to do, Mayor.
Then I will make I will not make a motion. I will ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.